Do you have two or three top industries that you think?
Yeah, so food services is one big one. And particularly we saw that is because changes in laws require that food handlers now become certified. And we saw that ServSafe was an opportunity that we can afford to provide to this population, but it was easy acquisition of employers for us to have.
There's lots of jobs, especially in the industrial area south and east of here.
Exactly. And so this was the thing that we were very excited that we were able to get that level of certification, and now we're developing partnerships with agencies. Actually, become a trainer for corporate organizations that Farmer John's, Vaughn's, and we can go in and work and help their employees become ServSafe certified.
And so it's former clients of yours or current clients of yours that become the trainers that train Vaughn's employees how to handle food correctly.
Yes.
Great.
So
because that's a high value add position, and you took somebody living in the street to there.
To that place. Some people go directly and do handle the food services. Others, we have people that have started their own businesses now that are actually certified trainers, because you go into a database and you can be selected. We've taught them how to market themselves and get their business out there. So it's been a great area. Also, security guard training. So we offer state certified security guard training here, and we have relationships with various protection organizations, and we place people that are able to get placed. That's a little bit more challenging because a lot of people that are homeless, because they've been homeless,
They have a record.
They have records. But depending on what those records are, we have expungement programs. So we have a barrier reduction program that's in place where we have legal services on site, and then we also have legal partners that we work with that work to get especially small infractions removed from records. Some major infractions, we get them expunged. I don't have to preach a message to be a message, right? So Paul talks about this transformation that takes place where he ceases to become Paul, but actually becomes a living epistle, to the point where his life now is an expression of his core belief. And so just like in terms of the context of our interview, in terms of the reason why I serve, I believe that is a place where I'm at. Whether I fully achieve that yet, or I'm in transformation, or to that place there, but that's kind of like where...
Well, you're still a human.
But if I can get to the place where less conversation or dialogue is required to declare my faith, and my faith is more declared in my lifestyle.
It's evident by your behavior.
Exactly. And I think that's the goal of our human existence, is that
that's where I'm at right now, brother, trying to learn that.
You see, that's our goal. I think that's the human track we're all on. That evolution of becoming that higher place of existence. I believe that every human being, whether they know it or not, is spirit. And then there's a spiritual connection that binds us all together, that if we can begin to explore and tap into that higher level of consciousness, that it allows us to become something that it's like we're evolving, we're growing. And Paul describes it as, when I was a child, I thought as a child, but now that I'm grown,
I think as a man. I put away my childish things.
Exactly. And so, the spiritual thing is the same way.
Can you please give us a breakdown of the programs here at the Weingart?
Budget is about $13 million.
Why do you work on Skid Row instead of just getting a nice, comfortable congregation in the burbs?
Because I'm called to Skid Row.
Can you describe in a moment when you had an epiphany, when you knew that serving others was going to be a major aspect of your life?
Mm-hmm. 1992, December 13, 1992. I would call that conversion experience an epiphany.
So you think they're one and the same. When you converted to Christianity, that's when you had that epiphany that service was going to be part of your life.
Yeah, it evolved, though. I mean,
So describe that evolution, if you could, briefly.
Yeah. I think the conversion was a recognition that I was beyond my own ability to help myself, and I needed
kind of like the first step. Kind of like the first step.
Yeah, it was. It was my admittance experience. It was my place of coming to it was my quicksand. And then as I sat in that place for the first 4 to 5 months, the epiphany, like, you know,
Built. It built.
built, because I had made it like a declaration in prayer and cry out. But the how to and what was happening, forming root, and really what that meant, didn't take
It's
shape.
while you were in the rescue mission that
It was laying in that bunk, man. And my smile and my laughter began to come back to me. I had an epiphany that I didn't want anyone else to go through this. And I wanted to do something.